ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital. Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital. Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital. Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, Do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital. Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital. Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital. Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be?
Okay, so good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live demo of DentalPro. To all the doctors who have attended tonight, thank you very much. For those who are in Zoom, welcome, doctors, for being here. And we appreciate your time. We appreciate that you want to go. We love digital, and we know that you are also up in going digital into your clinical practice, or to your clinic practice, I mean. Also, we are live on Facebook. For those who are watching on Facebook, thank you very much for tuning in. If by any chance you can share it to your colleagues and friends, you're very much welcome to do so. All right. And for those who are on Zoom, just sit back and relax. We're going to teach you how easy it is to use Dental Pro. Our goal is to provide and give you a simple solution, and we want to be able that your practice to have simple yet very effective solution or clinical management and patient record system. All right. Even if you're not, sometimes doctors would tell, hey, Jam, I am not that techie, I don't know if I can do it. Don't you worry, all right? Because the system has been developed by the Filipino doctors themselves. The idea is to come up for a software for Filipino that is also aligned to the practice here in the Philippines. All right, so without further ado, we're gonna have two of the co-founders of Dental Pro to help us out and to give you the step-by-step with all the key features of the system. And I'm sure that you're gonna love this. I would like you to welcome tonight. I have here Dr. Philip Pahilanga and Dr. Marisa Yuan. They are the co-founders of Dental Pro, and they're also doctors themselves. They're actually the users. They develop it, and they're also the users. And I'm sure they're gonna tell you their real life experience. All right, so here we go. So let's welcome Dr. Philip and Dr. Marisa Yuan.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello, good evening, everyone. First of, we'd like to thank each and everyone for attending tonight's live demo in behalf
Thank
of
you very
Dental Pro
much.
team. Thank you. Yes, I know Sunday is a rest day, but you guys opt to be with us tonight. So to start off, Dental Pro basically it's an app. It's a management app made by Filipino dentists for the Filipino dentists. We basically brainstorm how to make our life easier as a practitioner. So in this with this live demo, you will learn how easy it is to go digital, how we can manage our practice effectively, reduce costs. But most of all, this app is very easy to understand, most especially to our dental assistants, our staff in our clinic who has vital roles in our practice. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome Dr. Philip Pahilanga to do the live demo.
Yeah,
Dr.
good evening,
Papa?
everybody. And once again, thank you very much for joining us tonight. So basically, we'll just give you a rundown of how easy it is to use Dental Pro in our actual practice. So we're going to be showing you how this looks like. So first of all, you just have to go to the website app2.dentalpro.ph and you'll be brought to the login page. So if this is your first time opening the page, you're gonna be asked to register first. You just click on register now. Just check the tick box. Click proceed. Fill out the necessary information. Make your own password. You should have your own email address. And once you have that, you will be receiving an email, a verification email from Dental Pro. And all you have to do is just click on the verify link. So this is how it looks like. Just click here. And as soon as that's done, you'll be able to log in to your Dental Pro account. By the way, as soon as you register, you will have 2 free months, 2 free trial months to try out Dental Pro first, no charge. So once you're logged in,
Okay, just to add on, Dr. Philip, once you register on Dental Pro, there will be two types of an account, one for the owner of the clinic, and the other one is for your assistant. Like two different types of account. We will be expounding a little bit more on why is that. Basically, well, just one reason is the assistant cannot see the financial feature of the app. Only the dentist, the owner of the clinic. So it has to be different account, different email for your assistant. So if you want to try the Dental Pro, make sure your assistant should have his or her own email address. Dr. Toto.
yeah, so you can manage your accounts by clicking your name, go to account settings, click on user accounts, and just click on add user if you want to add, in case you have an associate dentist in the clinic, or you'll be creating an account for your assistant. Just click on add user, check the tick box, fill out the information, and each user should have their own unique email address. So just make sure you define the role if it's either a dentist or an assistant, and your assistant should have his or her own login. We designed it that way so that we can avoid fraud or tampering from, just in case we might have some problems with our assistants. So basically, the main difference is that the assistant, once he or she logs in, she won't have access to this part here. No, sorry, dental office. So they won't be able to see the financial part of the app. So basically, once the assistant logs in, it'll be like this. So as you can see, they don't have the dental office view. So once you're logged in, you'll be taken to the dashboard of the app. And on the dashboard, we made sure that the design of the app looks very simple, very easy to understand. You will see different tabs here, like adding a patient, creating an appointment. So if the assistant will be creating a new appointment, all she has to do is click on create appointment. Make sure that the patient is already listed under your list of patients. Just choose the name, uh, click which dentist will be handling the patient, choose which type of procedure will be done on the patient, date, start time, and end time, probable end time. So once you click submit, the appointment will be logged on your schedule. So if you have several dentists in the clinic, um, each dentist will have his or her own column. So dentist A will be colored orange, dentist B will be blue, and so on and so forth. If you have several other dentists, it will appear here, and they will be color coded. So you will easily identify which schedule is which patient is scheduled for that dentist. So as you can see, upon first glance, you will see what time the name of the patient, the allotted time for the patient, and the procedure that will be done. So you also have, this is the daily view of the schedule. You also have a weekly view. So you choose the dentist so you can see your schedule for the whole week. You also have a monthly view. So you will see your schedule here for the whole month. And on the dashboard as well, you will see this tab, adding a patient. So this is, if you have a new patient coming in, you want to log the patient under your account, just click on add new patient, fill out the necessary information. So the details here with the red mark, these are the only information that are necessary. So you may skip the other parts which do not have a red mark, so like the middle name or the email address. But we encourage you to ask your patient to provide an email address so that you can contact them, and they can receive the receipts, the e-receipts that will be sent by the app to their email address. So it's very easy. Just fill out the name. You may skip the email address, or you may add a photo as well on the patient. So of the patient. So fill out the necessary information, birthday, gender, so detailed address. So um, um, on the province, there you have a drop down here on the province part. So just choose which province, uh, and then this will automatically give you options for that specific province with regards to the city. So let's say the patient lives in Isabela. Just choose the appropriate city. Click next. Emergency contact information and medical and dental history. So we encourage you to be very thorough with this one. Just click on the appropriate tick box. So say patient has asthma. If the patient has a heart condition, just specify on the provided space. Or if the patient's condition is not here, click on others and specify. And one of the most important thing is if the patient has allergies, just click on allergies. Choose which type of allergies the patient has. If it's a drug allergy, you can specify, let's say. So once you type it in, it'll be there, and click submit. Okay, so once that's done, your patient should already be listed here on the list of patients. So this is arranged alphabetically. So let's say this is patient A. So you will see that you can add a photo here, email address. Okay, so once you're in the patient's profile, you will see several tabs under the patient's profile. General information, this is where you can see the information that you put in. You have a specific tooth charting. for each patient, for each visit. We will elaborate more on that later. We also have a perio chart, which is coming soon. You may also upload photos of the patient, radiographs. So you may upload that here. Just click on upload radiographs or upload photos, and you have visit information. So on the visit information, on the right side here, you will see all the previous visits of the patient. So in case you want to review what you previously did on the patient, just click on a specific date you want to check. So as you can see, you will see here what you did on April 14, what type of procedure you did, how much the patient paid, if the patient still has a remaining balance. You may also see your notes here. So on the dental form records, you may also see here if you sent the patient a prescription for that day. So let's go back to tooth charting. So this is how the tooth chart looks like. It's very easy to understand. We made sure that our assistant will be able to learn how to do tooth charting. As you can see on the left side, we have a legend here of all the procedures and the specific uh, corresponding color of each procedure. So what you do is the patient comes in, all you have to do is click on add new tooth chart. Okay, so now the patient will have a new chart for that day. So very easy to do tooth charting. So let's say um, you are gonna do composite filling on tooth number 1, 2. Just click on tooth number 1, 2. Just click on which surface you're gonna be working on. Click save chart. There you go. So now you will see that tooth 1, 2 has already been filled. And if you want to see the previous chart of the patient, just click on the drop down box here on the left so you can compare. So as you can see, April 13, tooth number 1, 2 has not yet been filled. But since you filled that today, it will already change. So previous tooth charts may not be edited anymore. So you can just review, but you can't make any changes on the previous tooth chart of the patient. You have to do you have to make your changes on the one that you made today. So May 23, this is her current um, tooth chart. So you can make changes here. As you can see, we have different colors for each procedure. So this one signifies an implant. So let's say 237, you did an implant on that. It'll change the icon from the round one to an implant type screw. So once you make changes on the tooth chart, you don't have to do anything. It'll automatically be saved. So as I mentioned earlier, we will be having a perio chart coming soon. We're just making some few minor tweaks to the perio chart, but this is how it will look like. Dr. Yun, do you want to add something with regards to the perio chart? Okay, so um, moving on. The next tab on the left is the front desk tab. So you can also add a new patient profile on this tab here. Billings. So you will see all the transactions you made from a specific date to a specific date here. You will see how much you earned, how much total charges were charged to the patients, expenses. So for this one, um, you may add all the expenses that you have on the clinic here. So this is highly customizable. You can customize this according to your own preference. Um, all you have to do is click on add operational expense. You can make a label according to your own preference. Once you click save, it'll be saved here. So for expenses, like rent, electricity, water, supplies that we paid for, you can all put it here. You can choose if you paid by either cash or check. Check, you can put in the check number. Label it as paid or unpaid so that you can keep track of which expense you haven't paid yet. So you can view this by month, or you can also view it. We also have an annual view. So this is how it looks like. What you can also send this report to your own email, or you can save it as a PDF file. So once you click on send email, you'll be receiving something like this. So
Okay, just to add on lang, Dr. Toto, this type of
yeah,
feature, yung sa expenses, basically you can ask this task, basically para sa mga assistant natin. So we can do away with yung mga bills, yung mga papel-papel, and there's a tendency na mawawala, na mga misplace. So dapat matrain na natin yung mga assistant natin to, just um, log in the DentalPro app, put in the type of bill, yung mga rent, mababayarin. So at the end of the day, you can check with a click of a finger ano na nangyayari sa practice mo, yung mga expenses and everything. So yeah, Dr. Toto.
yes. Yeah, so we designed it uh, as simple as possible para hindi naman mahirapan yung mga assistant natin. Very easy to understand, very easy to manipulate. So next tab natin is expenses, inventory. So dito naman sa inventory logs natin, dito natin lalagay yung mga supplies natin so that we can keep track of our supplies. We can keep track if ilan pa yung paper cups natin. Ma-keep track ni assistant, makikita niya na dito lahat. So again, this is highly customizable. You can add your own category. You can add your own titles to whatever you put in here. So just click on add item. If you have a specific brand that you use, item name, description. So lahat ng yan, you can enter here sa inventory part. Inventory control, in and out. So malalaman mo kung sino yung nag-log ng mga items. So as you can see here, okay, so as you can see, makikita mo dito kung sino yung nag-log ng inventory. So specific name, let's say si assistant yung nag-log ng item, it'll appear here if she used her own login. Kung sino yung inventory in or inventory out, specific date kung kailan yun ginamit or kung kailan yun nilog. You have a checkout form. So everything is logged here if you to make sure that everything is you can keep track of everything.
And everything is systematic.
Yeah,
Just to add on lang, Dr. Toto, with inventory naman, I know this is pretty much very tedious talaga. Like for us who, yung kami mga co-founder ng DentalPro, it's it's quite a tedious task to do kasi hindi tayo sanay, 'di ba? I would agree na almost parang lahat siguro Dr. Toto no, hindi nag-inventory sa clinic. And we made this feature basically for us to know ano ba yung mga overhead expenses, basically to know our business, our practice, yung mga ins and outs, yung mga overhead expenses. So we will know if we are earning or not. Diba? Dr. Toto, would you agree?
Yeah.
Oo. Kasi sometimes we just neglect yung especially for yung mga consumables, yung mga disposables, kung nalulugi ba tayo, marami bang napapalabas yung assistant, and we don't know that. So, with this feature, makokontrol natin. It will be systematic, diba? I mean, it will take time for you to get hang of it, but at least you know anong galaw ng ano mo, ano yung mga galaw, ano yung uh, ano tawag doon? You know that your practice is pretty much organized already.
Exactly. So, isa yun sa mga advocacies namin nung mag-start kami. We want to make sure that na-elevate na yung dental practice dito sa Philippines. Hindi lang, hindi tayo mano-mano, hindi tayo bulag sa kung what's really going on sa clinic. Alam natin, income versus expenses. Hindi lang yung puro income lang yung alam natin, pero behind it all pala, malaki din pala yung expenses natin. So, you will see that here in this tab, dito sa dental office na tab, click on finance. So, ito yung tab na walang access si assistant natin. Only the owner of the account or the main dentist has access to this tab, the dental office tab. So, as you can see, per month, you will see how much gross income you made. Doctor's fee. A doctor's fee pertains to the fee that you paid to your associate. Let's say you have an associate and sharing kayo. So you will see how much yung pumunta kay Dentist B, how much yung total expenses natin, and how much yung net income mo talaga. So if you just be tedious with filling out the expenses and inventory tabs, you will see at the end of the month how much you really earned for that month. Hindi yung gross but yung net mo na talaga, less expenses.
And
So
also, Dr. Toto, this is pretty much useful sa mga practice na merong mga multiple partners. Especially yung mga industrial partner lang, you can send an email to them and, provide an income report. Madali na. Just in a click of a finger, makikita na nila ano na yung kita natin for this month,
yeah,
etc., etc.
you may, itong tab na to, you may, all the information here, you may email to your email address, or you may create a PDF file by clicking download summary report. So once you click email, you'll be receiving something like this. So ito yung sorry, monthly expenses, daily. So meron, aside from this view, meron din tayong graph na view. So green means income, orange means our expenses. So at a glance, makikita mo naman talaga kung mas more ba yung kinita mo compared sa expenses mo for that month. So pwede mo rin tong i-email or you may download a PDF file. So ganito yung marireceive mo na email for that month. So let's say naka-group practice kayo. During your monthly meeting, you may present this to your partners. Very easily understood naman yung graph and yung view na ganito. So going back pala, okay, so next tab, next sa inventory is directory. So sa directory, dito mo pwedeng ilagay yung mga number ng co-dentists, MDs na contacts natin para mga suppliers, laboratories, mga diagnostic centers. So we can do away with mga phone book na sinusulatan. You can just all log them here in the app, and then you can easily access them via the directory tab. And next tab is clinic logbook. So sa clinic logbook, dito natin makikita, pwedeng ilog yung mga visitors natin sa clinic. Like for example, yung mga messenger ng mga laboratory So for example, meron tayong pinapa-pick up or nagpa-delivery. So pwede nating i-log dito. Just click on Add Clinic Log. Anong day? Anong name ng patient? Let's say denture ni Mr. Rex Azuro. Particulars, let's say denture, the amount, let's say name ng laboratory, kung magkano yung pinadala nating bayad, let's say 1,000 lang muna. Purpose is pick up, name ni messenger, kung sino yung nag-endorse. So let's say si secretary. Just click save. So that easy. You'll see that on May 23rd, para sa denture ni Mr. Rex, pinadala natin sa laboratory. Yung fee is 2,000 pero yung binayad natin is 1,000 lang muna. Pick up ni Robert, in-endorse ni Aimee. So, very easy to manipulate, very easy to understand.
Dr. Toto?
Yeah.
Parang we were able to, siguro balikan natin yung patient billing.
Yeah,
Parang na-skip
we'll go
natin.
to that. Yeah. Okay, so let's go back to patient billing. So, for billing, all you have to do is click on patient, click the name of the patient, click on patient billing statement. So if you're going to be adding a new patient bill, click on add patient bill. So for patient billing, we have two options. First is procedure, the other one is payment. So payment is, let's say, pumunta lang si patient sa clinic para magbayad ng partial sa balance niya. So you choose payment. It'll show kung how much pa yung balance ni patient. Say, pumunta siya, nagbayad naman siya ng 2,000. Lagay ka ng notes. Click submit. Yun. So once you click submit, you may log your notes dito sa clinical notes. Okay, choose which dentist is handling the case. Click save. So patient billing statement has been successfully saved. E-receipt email has been sent to patient's email. So as I mentioned earlier, we encourage you to ask for a patient for an email address from your patient para makareceive sila ng e-receipt. So it will look something like this. So ito yung marireceive nila. So details of this, name ni patient, date of visit, previous, magkano yung binayad niya, balance, so magkano pa yung remaining balance niya. So ito yung marireceive niya na email. At tayo rin, meron din tayong marireceive na email. Ito naman yung view natin. So detail ni patient. Tapos yung clinical notes, makikita natin. Yung si patient naman, hindi naman niya makikita yung clinical notes na nilagay natin. So for our eyes only lang yung ibang details. So once you save yung bayad, yung transaction ni patient, it will appear here sa previous visits on the right side. As you can see, so ito na yung ginawa natin kanina. Current balance. Okay, so the second type of billing is procedure. So ito yung kiklik natin if meron tayong ginawang procedure kay patient. So click on procedure. choose sino yung dentist na mag-handle ng case. Choose the specific procedure. Specific tooth number, payment. So let's say charge of the patient. If merong corresponding lab fee, just put it here. It will automatically compute kung magkano yung net natin. If you're gonna give the patient a discount, you may put it here as well. Let's see. Okay. If, let's say, as I mentioned earlier, if meron kayong associate and profit sharing kayo, just click on the percentage tab here on the right. Let's say 60-40 kayo, so 40K associate. Just click on 40%. So it'll automatically compute kung magkano yung mapupunta kay associate and kano yung mapupunta sa clinic. So let's say 30%. Click save. Click OK. Click submit. Click OK. So in your notes.
Dr. Toto, klaro lang natin, yung clinical notes, it's not only pertaining to the billing. I mean, you guys can write whatever you want sa case ng patient. Like, for example, this is very useful if you have multiple associates working on this particular patient. Then, all they have to do is just, type in ano yung mga ginawa or yung mga, let's say, for marketing purposes, like, for example, for this particular day, sabi ng patient, oh, by next month, gusto ko magpa-whitening. You can put that in, like, patient wants a whitening next month, para pagbalik niya, your assistant can do the, marketing, na, oh, ma'am, gusto mo na ba magpa-whitening ngayon, blah, blah, blah. So, again, clinical notes, hindi lang siya particular for, specific for the billing only. You can type whatever you want.
Yeah, so let's say yon, like what she mentioned, if na-mention ni patient na, Doc, ano ba yung teeth whitening? So, pwede natin ilagay dito sa notes. So, in case i-review natin yung file ni patient, we can see here, interested pala si patient sa tooth whitening. So, next time she visits, pwede natin let's say, i-mention yon. Just click on save. Okay. So,
just to share lang, Dr. Toto, no? I've experienced using the software abroad when I was working in New York. They normally use yung pinaka common is yung Dentrix. And I've learned yung clinical notes is very, very important sa dentist. Like when they see the patient, the first thing they check is the clinical
notes, yeah.
So that's the reason why I incorporated this particular feature sa app natin para kasi hindi mo naman ma-memorize lahat yung ginagawa natin sa patients, diba? Especially if you've been practicing for such a long time, like hindi mo na maiisip yun. So ginagawa ko to this particular patient, ano yung gustong ipagawa niya or ano yung mga kahit anong complaint lalagay ko doon para you're aware. Pagbalik niya, let's say, if he or she traveled in another country and then came back to you, alam mo na yung gagawin mo sa kanya. Alam mo na rin yung gusto mong i-recommend sa kanya. So it's very useful actually.
Yeah, you just have to be thorough in filling out the clinical notes para next time he or she comes back, pwede mo lang i-click to, and then balikan mo, na-mention pala ni patient na ganito. So, this is very helpful. Lahat ng ginawa natin sa kay patient can be found here sa clinical notes. Just make sure that we are thorough enough in filling out the necessary information. So to review, payment, two options, procedure, and payment. So payment, let's say may balance si patient and gusto niya lang, pumunta lang siya sa clinic para magbayad. Ito yung choose natin. But if meron tayong procedure na ginawa, click on procedure, um, choose the appropriate dentist, curly crown, if specific tooth number, um, fill out the amount, lab fee, let's say discount or percentage. So it's all here sa billing. Okay, so next tab natin is dental office finance. So employees, dito natin makikita yung time in, time out ni dental assistant natin. So si dental assistant natin, meron kang option na ipa-time in, time out siya. So ito yung view niya. Once she comes into the clinic, all she has to do is click on time in, click on the name here on the right, upper right, click on time in, and then paglabas niya ng clinic, click naman ng time out. So dito natin makikita yon kung ilang oras yung inilag ni assistant for that day. So DTR na rin yung daily time record. So nilagay namin tong feature na to make it easier. Let's say sa mga group practice, we have somebody who's in charge sa payroll. So ito yung makakatulong sa in charge sa payroll. She has to do
Just to be
is,
clear, Dr. Toto,
yeah.
once your assistant or your staff has, mag-register na siya with DentalPro, automatically, meron na siyang login time, correct? Di ba?
Meron, yeah. She will have
Oo,
access to
and
time in, time out.
yes, and basically this feature, you will really know the performance of your employees. Number one, if he or she's always late, we can do away with tampering, yung mga login book na manual. Alam mo naman, madali na lang yung ma-erase or I don't know, Filipinos are magaling
Paparaan.
mag-ano. Yes. Oh, so with this feature, talagang walang kawala yung mga assistant natin with this itong feature na to.
Yeah, so this is the payroll view. All you have to do is set this up one time. So click on settings. So just fill in the necessary information, how much yung daily ni assistant, if meron ba siyang overtime rate, holiday rate. So customizable lahat to depending sa rate nyo. So meron ba siyang meal allowance per day, per hour. If meron ba siyang deduction, if mag-absent siya, so how much, if late siya, how much yun yung deduction, SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig. So you just have to set this up one time. So pag na-set up nyo na to, every time he or she times clocks in or clocks out, automatic na mag-fill out tong mga information na to. And at the end of the month, you can provide him or her with a payslip. So pwede niyong i-print yung payslip ni assistant for pay period.
Pwede rin email, di ba? Because, we're advocating
Yeah,
digital dentistry. So we do away with
pwede rin
paper
i-email.
natin.
Yeah. So this is how easy it is to set up the payroll. Meron ding disclaimer dito sa baba with regards to PhilHealth and Pag-ibig, and SSS. So next tab is dental forms. So dito sa dental forms, dito makikita yung um, um, prescription, pre-filled prescription. So all you have to do is fill out the patient's name, say date. So you can choose from any of the pre-filled prescriptions that we have provided. So merong pediatric, meron ding for adults, na antibiotics, meron ding pain reliever, pediatric pain reliever, adult pain reliever. So let's say, okay, just click on the tick box, amoxicillin, click save. Okay. And in case merong drug na wala doon sa list, you may type it here sa prescription. Choose which dentist is handling the case. And you may email this to the patient, or you may save and print. So this is how it will look like. So ito yung prescription. This is how it will look like. It will have your clinic name, but unfortunately for now, we don't have the option yet to put in your logo on the RX. So this is how it will look like. Ito yung marireceive ni patient sa email, and you may print this out as well. So next tab is certificate. So this pertains to dental certificate in case the patient asks. Just click on the name of the patient, the date, results and findings. Ano yung ginawa nating treatment, further recommendation. Choose kung sino yung dentist na nag-handle ng case. You may email this or print this out. Send it to your patient. So this is how it will look like. Result findings, treatment done, recommendations. Okay, so next tab is work authorization. Ito yung papadala natin sa lab. So let's say just fill out the necessary info, patient's name, facial type, date required kung kailan natin kailangan yung pinapagawa natin, specific tooth number. In case marami, just put a comma. Okay, so shade, type of crown. So you have the options here. In case we have further design instructions, just click on that. So, enclosed with case, kung ano pa yung pinadala natin, kung meron bang articulator, bite registration, kung pinadala mo yung impression tray, lower cast photo. So, just click on the appropriate tick box. No CUSO clearance, call doctor, click save. So it will all be here. So kung meron ka pang special notes, you may add. Once you're done, you may sign. In case pinick up na ni Messenger, he or she has to sign as well. Once that's done, you may save as PDF. You may email this to the lab or pwede mo ring i-print and ipadala kay Messenger. So, ito yung itsura niya. So, removable prosthesis. All the details that you have provided will be here. So, next tab is consent. Uy. So, consent form, you have several options. For in case it's for orthodontic treatment, TMJ, release form, release and waiver,
That also include the
releases,
whitening.
yeah.
Meron ding one sa whitening, surgery.
So this is how it will look like. Mm. Okay, wait lang. So consent form, let's say ortho treatment consent. So nakalagay naman dito yung mga risks, possible treatment time, risk of relapse. So merong explanation dito. Once you have explained to the patient, you may sign. You may have the patient sign. You may sign it as well. And let's say the patient is a minor. You may have his or her parents sign the form as well. So you may download this, save this as PDF or email it to your patient. So next is you also have a pedo dosage calculator for several prescription. So Amox, Clinda, and paracetamol. All you have to do is choose the appropriate option here on the left side kung ilang kilos si patient or yung appropriate kay patient. Put in the child's weight. Let's say approximately 35 kilos siya. Click on calculate dosage. And it will automatically calculate the prescription for you. Para hindi na tayo mahirapan pa mag-compute. So next is post-op instructions. You also have several options here. Surgery, you may print this out and give it to the patient, or you may email this to the patient to save paper. Teeth whitening. In the future, we will be adding more procedures sa tab na to. So for now, we have tooth whitening, surgery, and denture care. And last but not least, we also added a COVID form. So this is in accordance with the PDA and DOH guidelines. So we followed their guideline and we created our own COVID form. So what we usually do in the clinic is if the patient texts or calls to have an appointment set, we email this to them Just type in the name of the patient, specific email address, click send email, and he or she will receive something like this. So he or she just has to fill this out and send it back to you para pagdating niya sa clinic, no need to answer or to fill out a COVID form. Okay, so next tab is treatment demo. So sa treatment demo tab naman, we provided several videos, several educational videos to help us explain some of the cases to the patient. So let's say the patient asks us, Doc, ano ba yung bridge na tinatawag? So we can just show this to them. Like in your case, Dr. Yoon, you have several patients or most of your patients are foreigners like
Yes,
Japanese,
Dr.
Koreans.
Toto.
So mahirap mag-explain because kahit yung English
Right.
nila minimal.
Yeah.
So
So
this
so
is really
basically this
helpful. Yeah.
Mhm. So this feature basically is a very effective tool. Not only for foreigners but for Filipinos as well.
For
Like
parents as well.
we know, yeah, we know our patients are more on like visualizing ano mangyayari sa treatment, ano mangyayari sa ngipin nila. So this is a tool that you can use to show it to them and let them understand na this is the treatment recommended para sa
Yeah.
kanila. And once they see the steps of the procedure, syempre mas kampante sila and more satisfied. And also, patients with language barrier, this is very effective. And also, marketing tool na rin natin, Dr.
Yeah. So malaking tulong talaga to yung tab na to, yung treatment demo. Especially for parents na, Doc, ano ba yung sealant? Like for example, sa sealant, kahit anong explain natin, hindi pa rin nila magets kung ano yung purpose, ano yung what we mean by sealant. So we can just show them this video. For now, these are the available videos that we have, and we will be adding more videos in the future. So um, just to give a brief overview again of DentalPro, this is a uh, cloud-based app. So hindi po siya software, wala po tayong kailangang i-download. We chose to go with a cloud-based app kasi sa experience ng several of our colleagues with a software, sa software kasi kailangan mo siyang i-download to that specific device. Let's say may computer ka sa clinic. So once you download the software on that computer, you may not be able to access your information anymore on another device. So we made sure that you can access Dental Pro anywhere in the world, anytime, as long as you have access to the internet and a browser. Pwede mong buksan yung Dental Pro account mo. Tignan mo kung anong nangyayari na sa clinic mo. In case you're on vacation, gusto mong i-check kung what's going on sa clinic, pwede kang mag-login sa Dental Pro account mo. You can check the finances and you will see instantly kung ano yung ginawa ng mga associate mo for that day. we also made sure na we also chose uh, to go with this system kasi with sa software kasi habang tumatagal nagiging outdated siya, hindi mo na siya ma-update. So you're gonna be stuck with the exact same app 10 years later. Meanwhile, sa app naman namin, since it's
Web-based.
internet-based, we're gonna be providing updates every month. Every
Maintenance. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Recurring.
enhancing the app. So the app that you have now will not be the same 10 years later. It will be improved. Can assure you that it will improve with time. Sa software kasi, the more data you put in, bumabagal siya. So, lumalaki kasi yung space na ino-occupy niya sa device nyo. So, sa Dental Pro naman, wala siyang space na ino-occupy sa device natin kasi it's cloud-based. So, sa internet siya. So, hindi magsuslow down yung app natin. Yep. We can provide you with updates, and in case something goes wrong, we have a technical support team available 24/7 kasi sa software problem is once you put in all your information there and na-corrupt yung software, goodbye na yung data mo. Hindi mo na ma-retrieve yun. So, let's say 5 years mo nang ginagamit yung software na yan and it gets corrupted, that's 5 years of your work down the drain. Wala na. Meanwhile, sa Dental Pro, kahit masira man yung current computer mo, pwede mo pa rin siyang i-access sa iPad, sa mobile phones mo, or a different computer. So, I think mas practical pa rin if cloud-based siya, hindi yung software na dina-download mo sa specific device.
Just to add on with that, Dr. Toto, I think Dr. Toto is just explaining the pros and cons if you want to go
Yeah.
if you want to get a software na walang babayaran monthly or yung web-based. To be honest, when my co-founders and I started planning to make an app for Filipino dentists, basically iniisip namin na ayaw namin mag-commission ng developer. So what we did, talagang partner talaga sa grupo namin para 100% commitment sa app. Hindi iba kasi yung naka-commission lang eh. Alam natin na yung ibang company pag tapos na bayaran, wala na. Okay na, bye-bye. Pero ito, part siya ng company namin. So, rest assured, yung commitment is 100%. Any glitches right there and then we can help you with that. Right, Dr. Tata?
That is correct. So, guys, if you have any questions, you may type in your questions sa Q&A. Jem?
I think there's a
That's right.
question.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. Actually, Doc, we have here a question, and also I'm gonna add also to this question about this privacy policy with Dental Pro. Do we have that, Doc? This is a question from Dr. Isay Castillo Tan.
Doc. Yeah, we do. Dr. Yun, wait. So, Doc, Isay, are you pertaining to security of your account once you sign up with Dental Pro? Yun ba yun, Doc?
Yeah, okay. So while we're waiting for Dr. Isay to clarify the question, but Doc, here we go. Security of personal information of patients.
Yes. So uh, rest assured that your account will be very secured. All your information, hold on, ano bang term? I forgot the term. Encrypted. So the data that you put in sa Dental Pro will all be encrypted. So our servers are Google and our backup server is Amazon. So rest assured na very secure yung mga server na pinili namin. Um, so kahit kami, wala kaming access sa data ng account ng mga users namin. So nobody has access to your account except you unless you give out your password. So we can assure you that all your data, all the data that you put in are secured and uh, hindi po siya hindi po siya ma-access ng ibang tao unless you give out your password. And encrypted po lahat ng data nyo.
Yes, and what Jem has mentioned earlier, kami mga co-founders ng DentalPro, we've been using the app ever since. So, yeah, gusto rin namin manigurado. Because we've been
Yeah,
inputting
covered.
the data of our patients.
Yeah, we covered all the bases with regards to data security.
Mhm. Okay, sounds good. Now, Doc, so there has been like other applications out in the market that offers kind of like a free, like if I'm the doctor and I'll be comparing, or I need to later on, doctors, for those who are watching, we will be presenting to you like the subscription fee, because there's a fee definitely, but there are apps out there who offers like free. And what's the difference, doc? For sure, this could be a question to some doctors. What would be the main difference of having a free application versus me going to Dental Pro and paying for, minimal fee?
Okay, so for me lang, if it's free, there always has to be a catch. So I'm not gonna say that there is, but in my opinion, sa amin naman kasi, we charge a fee. This is to provide you security, to provide you technical support na rin. So in case meron kayong mga problems, pwede nyo i-contact yung Dental Pro. We will answer your problem directly. What I noticed kasi pag yung mga
Okay.
na-download, free
Yeah.
downloads, once you have a problem, you won't know kung sino yung tatawagan mo to help you out. Who are you going to contact in case hindi mo alam paano i-manipulate yung software, in case nasira, in case na-corrupt? Who are you going to call? I doubt if they provide technical support.
Yeah, like sino yung liable, di ba?
Yeah, who's liable
So
for...
basically, Jem, we raised that question to our developer. Ano ba yung kasi being a dentist sa medical dental field, wala kaming alam sa development of an app or ano ba yung mga pros and cons. Now, yung free naman kasi, free siya, of course. Wala ka talagang babayaran. But according to them, meron yang constant maintenance. Kasi like for example, yung FB. FB is free, di ba? But Mark Zuckerberg is pretty much a rich guy. Marami talagang employees siya na update or mag-fix ng mga glitches. Like you notice sometimes FB nagla-lag siya, di ba? Kasi how many users yung FB? Millions, di ba? So, yung app na Dental Pro, it's a complete comprehensive management system. For me I would rather pay a minimal amount na may assurance na walang glitches, or for example wala naman talagang perfectong app, pero I could call someone and there's going to be somebody who will answer your questions and give you assurance na okay, yung data mo secured, okay, walang etc., etc. You get what I mean? I mean, I've seen in PDA, we had our recent PDA convention last week pala. And I saw this ad na may ano, free software, management software. So I don't know paano niya masussustain yung app na walang bayad. Because kami right now, nagbabayad talaga kami for the maintenance.
I see. Okay, I think that's a very crucial question, going for, a free software or a paid one. But just to add up a little bit on that, I agree with Dr. Marisa. Even Facebook, we can like have our free accounts as users. But then again, we all know it's very out in the market, that Facebook would have their earnings on the advertisement on the side, meaning they need to have some funding for them to be able to sustain the business because for the information of everybody, technology has a cost. It's convenient, it will help us a lot in many ways, but there's always a cost. Like for one, there's a server, as what we call it.
Yes.
Server is where all the data of your patients will be stored. And that's one of the key things that DentalPro secured. It has to be secured, the security. We need to, the companies that we are in partner with in terms of this data are huge companies. It's Google Cloud and Amazon. These are popular companies in, worldwide. And so this information are very important as you go into this application. I just have here a follow-up question from Dr. Isaitan. Is there a way to export all data outside of the app in case we discontinue the subscription?
Yes, there is. Like for example, Jeff, meron kaming terms and conditions, like makikita na nila doon. For example, pag ano na, yung due payment. For example, if after a week, hindi sila magbayad, meron kaming leeway. And then for example, somehow ayaw na nila mag-subscribe, we'll give them 6 months for them to retrieve the data. And there will be all they have to do is sign in again. And I think Dr. Tota, they need to meron
They will be able to log
instruction
in.
doon. All they have to do is click on that button and then ma-retrieve nila yung
Pwede
yung
sila,
data
once
nila.
their account is delinquent or they want to stop using the app, or they want to stop paying for the app, they will have 6 months. They can still log into the app, but all they can do is retrieve their data. So wala na silang, they cannot add more patient or they cannot manipulate the app anymore, except for retrieving the data that they have. So you have, I think, 6 months, to do that.
Yeah, 6 months. It's going to be in the terms and
Yeah,
conditions.
terms and conditions. Yeah. So once you register, you can.
And after 6 months, if wala pa rin, then i-delete na ng app.
Yeah. After 6 months, automatically we will delete your account if it's delinquent. So I think 6 months is enough time for you to retrieve whatever data you have there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you, doctors. Doc, I think this also could be a good question. So if I'm the dentist and, I've been doing the manual thing, for many years, like let's say I've been practicing for 10 years, and for sure I've accumulated hundreds of patients, for that range of years. Now, question, if I'm going to go to DentalPro, do I need to transfer everything there? What would be the process, Doc? Because it's going to be a ton of work on the side, right? But what would be your recommendation?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Okay, in my experience, when I started using the app, basically what I do, yung mga old patients na bumabalik sa'yo, that's the time na parang they have to
transfer their data. Yeah.
Sign in sa DentalPro app. Like, slowly. Hindi, except yung kung wala talaga kayong patients, you can ask your staff to manually transfer yung mga data ng patients because there's no way na to export to transport the old data of your patients sa DentalPro. Yun yung ginagawa ko. Once my old patients comes back to my clinic, and that's the time pinapa-sign up ko again sila not on the paper, but sa DentalPro app na. And then, yun, ma-update. And all I have to do is just screenshot the old patient forms, tapos lalagay ko sa DentalPro. And that's it. And those times naman na walang pasyente, I ask my staff to, type in yung mga old forms ng patients. And at the same time, malalaman mo rin kung ilan ba yung mga active patients mo, yung mga
Bumabalik
yung
talaga. Yung mga
talagang,
bumabalik talaga.
yes, oo. Kasi you will know then, like, sino ba yung patient na hindi na bumabalik for 5 years? All you have to do is just, you don't have
Makikita mo
to
naman sa chart.
input them in your, oo. Para hindi sayang.
So, well, in case wala talagang patient or walang ginagawa si secretary, pwede mo naman siyang hinay-hinay lang na add doon sa app.
Manually type.
Yeah. Manual talaga, Jem. So to answer your question, you have to do it manually.
Okay.
Because there's no way to transfer data from paper to DentalPro except doing it manually.
All right. So there you go. So for the doctors who would want to, do this, you don't have to do it right away. I mean, it's going to be a ton of work definitely on the side. So you go slowly, start with the new patients coming in. All right. And then,
exactly.
Go from there. Now, Doc, there's another follow-up question from Dr. Isay.
Yeah.
Dr. Isay, thank you very much for bringing in these questions. This is really helpful for everybody. Is there a way to batch upload existing data taken from another app tool? Or maybe if somebody's using another, this kind of software, Doc?
Yeah, unfortunately, right now, we don't have any connectivity or compatibility with other apps. So there is no way, Doc, to transfer your data from another app to our app. So ganun pa rin, slowly, mano-mano pa rin.
Okay.
Yeah, kasi iba-iba yung system, diba?
Iba-iba talaga yung system.
Okay. All right. So thank you very much, Dr. Philip, Dr. Marisa, for the wonderful presentation. Just to add up a little bit to what we have so far, to all the doctors who's watching. So again, we want to highlight to you some of the app features. Well, you've seen this, during the live demo today. But what I love the most is the tooth charting. I'm not a doctor, by the way, but I've been working in the dental industry for many years, and I have seen doctors, and with Dr. Marisa and Dr. Philip, it really helped them. Really help the clinic as a whole, because it's so much easier now to get all the data. You cannot bring the cabinet. I mean, we know this. If you are somewhere and you want to just get on the data and the patient information, it's very, very easy. All of this information will be up in the application. And also, this is very important. We love to know what are the plans available for you. So we have Silver Plan. This is very good plan for if you have one clinic, one branch, it will give you unlimited users. When we talk about unlimited users, we're talking about dentist 1, dentist 2, or you have, let's say, manager 1, secretary 1. So you have a storage of 500 MB. This is technically good for 1,000 patients. Okay. Next to that is Gold Plan. If you have one clinic with 3 branches, when I say one clinic, one name of the clinic, let's say Gem Dental Clinic, I have 3 branches, across Metro Manila. So this is a good plan for you. Gold Plan, unlimited users still, and you have a storage of 1 GB, applicable to 3,000 patients. If you have 3,000 patients, if you have 10 branches, which is good, you can go to Platinum Plan, and you're gonna have it's technically good for 10,000 patients. Now, if by any chance you have more than 10 clinics or branches, you can send us a message on Facebook, all right? Or just go to our website and you can contact us there. We can give you a special deal, definitely. Okay, you may screenshot this. And also to let you know, and I'm happy to, for everybody, if you want to just give it a shot, all right, go to demo.dentalpro.ph. Whatever you upload there will be, it will not be stored forever. It's going to be deleted eventually for the demo. But if you want to go on the free trial, we are offering, Doc, 2 months free trial, Doc, right? We are on 2 months.
Yes,
2 months.
Free trial.
Okay.
2 months.
So you can take advantage of that. All you need to do is register at app2.dentalpro.ph. It's very easy. It will take you less than a minute. I've actually tried it myself now. It will take you less than seconds only to register, and you can give it a try. Maybe have your clinic manager or your secretary do it, and also just for you to be able to appreciate, all the features that we have talked about tonight. All right. So again,
Okay, Jam,
yes, Doc.
just to end lang. I mean, when we created Dental Pro, it's not something we aim to be the best app in the market. Yung aim talaga namin is para dito sa Philippines, Filipino dentists can go digital na talaga. I mean, for me, there's nothing wrong with manual system. It's still working, to be honest. That's why when we created Dental Pro, para yung steps niya, yung system niya is parang manual system parang but digital lang. Kasi ayaw namin na parang yung Filipino mindset sometimes pag mahirap ayaw na balik na kaagad sa manual system. And I heard a lot of stories na meron na silang software or web-based app sa clinic nila and turns out hindi siya tailored for Philippine practice and they would end up going back to manual system. So with Dental Pro, yung pattern niya talaga parang manual system. As you see naman sa demo namin, as in even my staff in the clinic, siguro mga 3 days, madali nilang naintindihan. Just the charting alone. Oo. So, all you have to do just try it in your practice. 2 months free trial. Yeah, you can get a hang of it. I'm sure sa simula kapakapahan ng konti, but just as you go along, madali na talaga. Yun dyan.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Marisa. Dr. Philip, any parting words?
Yeah, I agree with Doc Marisa. Just give it a shot. If you have any questions, just message us. Follow our page on Facebook or Instagram. Give us a message. We will try to answer your question as soon as possible. We will try to provide you with as much guidance as you need. Kahit yung mga dental assistant nyo, have them try the app. They have questions, pwede silang mag-reach out sa amin.
Through Facebook.
All right, sounds like a plan. Thank you very much, Dr. Marisa and Dr. Philip. Thank you for the presentation that you did. And for those who are watching, for those in the Zoom, doctors, thank you very much for being here. For those who are watching on Facebook, you can share this live video. I mean, it will be like uploaded once we end this show, but you can share it to your colleagues, all right, that may benefit from this. And again, to everybody, thank you very much for spending the time with us. And we look forward to seeing you to our more webinars that we are about to give out here at Dental Pro. Again, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. In behalf of Dr. Marisa and Dr. Philip and the rest of the Dental Pro team, may we have all a pleasant evening. Have a good evening, everybody.
Thank you, Jem. Thank you, doctors.
Have you ever tried finding a patient's dental records for hours, only to realize they're probably gone forever? Has an assistant ever jumbled up your appointments and your patient's fees so they're never where they're supposed to be? Run out of dental supplies even if you just restocked last Monday? Most importantly, do you know exactly how much your practice makes and how much you make as a practitioner at the end of the day? The Philippine dental care industry is enjoying unprecedented growth, allowing dentists to find new solutions to old problems. But while equipment and surgical practices have improved, our management system still has wide room for growth. As dentrepreneurs, we need access to everything we need to succeed. We need all the tools and information to drive better business decisions. We need a platform to educate ourselves no matter what phase we are in our practice. We need DentalPro. DentalPro is the first complete management system for Filipino dentists by Filipino dentists. Have access to all your dental records at the swipe of a finger. Account for all your supplies and inventory so you never run out midweek. Track your team's activities and systemize your monthly dues. Most importantly, get a big picture perspective on how your dental practice is doing every day, every month, every year. DentalPro bring the best technological advancements to Philippine dentistry. Expect a period charting tab and new educational video uploads. DentalPro is the game-changing app that changes your dental care practice for the better. It can be used by all dentists of different ages, backgrounds, experiences, and locations. It automates almost everything in your office so you can focus on what you do best, being dentists. DentalPro is the convenient, time-efficient, and smart user experience that can be accessed on the go, wherever you have a connection. DentalPro. Simple, practical, digital.